Our next guest is a rock star, a drumming legend and a heartbreak hero.
Incredible music. Kicking off his career as a drummer, then reluctant frontman for 70s rock group Genesis, it was his solo career where his star really took off. His album No Jacket Required shot him into orbit, winning 3 Grammys, including Album of the Year. He sold more than 280 million records, popped up in a few films, and even nabbed an Oscar for Disney's Tarzan.
You don't know what this means to me. You don't know what this means to my kids. It's fantastic.
Almost 5 decades in the biz, he's waited a rather long 23 years to return to our shores with his Phil Collins Not Dead Yet tour.
I can dance, I can talk.
Well, he may not be able to dance, but thank goodness he's not dead yet. Would you please welcome Mr. Phil Collins?
Phil, I'm just going to jump in here because I actually saw you were performing a couple of years ago in Europe, and I thought, you know, I'm never going to get a chance to see Phil play again. And I was trying to get a flight to go over to Europe to see you play, and I couldn't get time off work. And now you are finally here. When you hear stories like that, because this is just the thing that you do, this is your life, do you think, what is up with my fans? Like, do you ever think people are crazy to want to see you so badly?
Well, no, it's very flattering. I mean, and it's, you know, it's the reason for sort of coming back after having been quiet for such a long time. It's because there are a lot of people out there that have either never seen me or children that have been born since I retired, you know.
Phil, you mentioned that you famously retired quite a few years ago. What made you want to get back out onto the road?
Well, could start at my manager to start with. He was running a bit short. No, he said quite rightly I should be doing something, and all my kids said the same. And I kind of finally realised that I shouldn't stop what I've been doing all my life, and I enjoy doing, and I'm pretty good at it, you know. So here we are.
I'm actually interested to know what retirement looked like for Phil Collins. What were you doing?
Absolutely nothing. No, I would stay home. I felt I've been on the road with Genesis since I was 19, you know, and I'm 67, almost 68 now. So I've been on the road all my life, and I felt that I owed myself the opportunity to do nothing. Touring's changed a lot since I was out there, you know, with Genesis. I mean, you went out on the road and it was like going to war, and you came back and your kids were driving, and you know, someone else had moved in. But nowadays you can do shorter strings of shows, and that keeps it fun because you stop while you're still enjoying it.
Now, the tour is called Phil Collins Not Dead Yet Live. Phil, is that just to lower people's expectations of the concert?
No, it was a joke to go with the book, because a lot of people were talking about my health, and really, you know, I was ill for a while, but I just had fun with it, really. But I can still sing. And as you can see, I still look marvellous.
Oh, absolutely.
It must be amazing playing with your son. How does Nicholas enjoy it? Because I've got to be honest, most kids don't want to go to work with their dad.
Well, he's been playing drums since he was about 2 years old. I mean, I bought him a drum kit for Christmas when he was about 2, and he used to stand up and play it. And I didn't ever think, you know, I mean, he played and he got better and better and better, but I didn't actually, at the time, he was getting good enough. I didn't anticipate going out on tour anymore. So we were doing a gala for the charity that I have with my partner, Oriane, who was my third wife, but that's another story, so let's not go there. But, he came on stage and played a couple of songs with us, and suddenly it was like he knew what he was doing and he wasn't in awe of the situation. The other guys in the band fell in love with him, and it's not because he's the boss's son is playing the drums. It's because he's good enough, and I'm very pleased for him and for me that we get the chance to go through this together.
Phil, we've all been listening to your music in the last 24 hours, loving the memories that come along with so many of your songs. But I did wonder for you, given the lifespan that your music now has, what it's like for you, having written a piece of music decades ago, to then turn around today and see one of those tunes being completely reinterpreted by a gorilla selling chocolate. Is that weird?
Well, it puts petrol in the car, you know. I'm not complaining. I mean, I watch the audience obviously every night when we play, and there's people that were far too young to be around when it came out, and yet they're singing the lyrics, and that is very gratifying for someone that writes. You know, I mean, it's the sincerest form of flattery, really.
Phil, you've said that in the 80s you weren't exactly the critics' darling, but here you are, almost 68, selling out stadiums all around the world. Did you ever buy into the criticism, and was that difficult as an artist?
No, I mean, if people are saying nasty things about you, of course you can't help but be affected by it, because I have to read it. You know, I stopped reading things for a while, and then someone would say, "Have you seen this?" And I'd say, no, but then I'd go and read it. So, of course you get affected by it. But I think because I was away for such a long time and we did the reissues of all the albums with the new, the same shots but new photographs, I think it enabled people to take another look at what I'd done. And I met some critics that had missed what I'd done because they were listening to Nirvana or listening to somebody else. And they liked what they heard, and I think it gave cause to a bit of a re-evaluation.
There's going to be people in your concert that will all have their favourite songs that they're just hoping that you're going to play. But is there one particular song for you that you just absolutely love to play every time?
Well, there are two, really. One is Can't Turn Back the Years, which is off both sides, which I think of as my best album, and that song is one of my favourite songs on that album. The other one is Take Me Home, which I've sung ever since No Jacket Required came out, and it's always been the last song of the set, and it just has has a life of its own. You know, there are some songs I wouldn't mind if I didn't sing again, frankly.
Like
What ones?
what?
I hope they're not any of my favourites.
Well, no, it's just, I mean, Groovy Kind of Love,
Oh, that's a beautiful... I was just listening to that on the way to work, Phil, and I thought it's such a great song.
I love it too, Georgie. I really do.
Tickets for Phil Collins' Not Dead Yet live tour are still available. You can head to our website for the details. Would you please thank Mr. Phil Collins?
Thank you, guys. Thank you.